If you are struggling with the shift from A-level to university, this short clip from last week's Partners in Crime podcast may be helpful. Take a look.
So this is a question that came to us on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And this person is a member of our advocacy club.
Okay.
And they're saying that they've been having some difficulty balancing their university work, their exams, their advocacy club preparation, etc. So they've asked for some advice on how to manage things.
What I would say is, number one, in terms of balancing time, that is difficult actually.
And it's something that you have to... It's not something that you just do as a student and you're like, okay, now I can balance my time, it's great. It's something that you have to do continuously right throughout your career.
Yeah.
Even when you're qualified, you'll be juggling many cases at once, personal life, personal commitments as well. So it's definitely, something that we understand, and it's a struggle that will be continuous throughout your career.
Yeah, it never goes away. It never goes away.
But you do learn how to manage it better.
Yeah, of course you do. You get to a point where you figure out what do you need to prioritise. But when you get to university, it's a massive shock to the system from A levels, because you go from when you're in sixth form or college or wherever you do A levels, you go to class, you do homework, and you take an exam. So there's not really much independent study involved. Obviously, homework is independent study to a point, but you just doing exercises that reinforce what you've learned in class. So everything's taught to you. The teacher gives you lessons, and then whereas you get to university and it's very much you go to lectures. If it's anything like my university, you have 6 or 8 lectures a week, and that's that. And then they say the rest of your time, the rest of your however long you've been to spend doing uni work is your time for you to do independent study. So they give you the bare bones in a lecture, and then it's for you to then go around, read around the subject, read articles, read the cases, read the textbook. And then obviously you have, a few tutorials. We have probably 2 or 3 a week, maybe 4. And then the same thing, you get given exercises for them, but once again, you've got to do all the reading to prepare for them. And, some of them you're given, it might be, all right, you've got to read 150 pages from the book this week. You go, wow, where am I going to get the time to do all that? And that initially was just a shock. I just couldn't get into it, and I felt like I was lagging behind for the first few months at university. This video is brought to you by Speed Mooting. We are an organisation that help aspiring and junior lawyers. We run online and in-person advocacy and mooting competitions. We do online advocacy and public speaking training, and we run lots of other events to assist people on their legal journey. To learn more, visit our website, speedmooting.com. And it just took a while for me to get into that. So number one, what I'll say is the shift in your mindset from sixth form to university just takes time. It just takes practice, and it's just about doing the reps, getting them in there. And then you get to the point whereby, you figure out how to read these things. And it's just, as I say, it just takes a while to get your head around that side of things. And sometimes the articles can be helpful to help you interpret the cases. And if ever you do get to a point whereby you really don't understand something, drop your lecturer an email. I'm sure they'll help you.
Speak to your friends and your peers as well, because maybe someone has understood it or someone's interpreted it differently to you. So it always helps to talk it through with somebody else as well at a peer-to-peer level. And then, as John says, have a chat with your lecturer. If you're struggling with the fundamentals, like breaking down the cases and how to approach it, they'll have some great tips for you as well.
Yeah. And I think where I'm going with this is, at the start, if you're anything like me, it's just going to take time. You're just going to have to put hours and hours and hours and hours in to really make that shift. And what'll happen is over time, you get to the point whereby your mindset shifts into legal study mode, and then it becomes easier, and you can read cases maybe once and you understand them. You read the textbook, you're understanding the principles, because as I say, law for me was absolutely alien. I studied business, IT and maths at A level, so law was nothing like anything I'd really studied before. So having to go through this interpretative reading and application and I just didn't get it. I felt overwhelmed. So over time you'll get that, and then that'll mean that you're spending less time on your legal stuff. Not because you're going to spend less time doing it. It's less time because it just takes you less time to do all your uni work, etc.
Enjoying our videos? Then we'd be super grateful if you could take a moment and subscribe to our channel.